A lot has changed overnight, but Buick and GMC's commitment to you remains the same. We understand you want to feel safe, so we're offering current owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% financing for up to 84 months with deferred payment options for 120 days. Plus, you may have the option to shop online and take delivery at home. Visit our websites for the help you need.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
Hello, my name is Mark Berry. I'm a 4-year Air Force veteran and close to 20 years of DoD fire service. Last year, June of 2019, we happened to have one of the hardest parts of our lives happen. We had a medical with me, ended up with massive hemoptysis. And during that time, while I was in the medically induced coma, my wife frantically looked for help. She found the congressman's office, which responded extremely quickly. They found out that I was improperly coded in the VA and quickly helped to fix it, which allowed me to get a medical flight to UCLA and get the medical treatment I needed. And that's why I'm here today.
I just want to say to anyone out there, if you have any federal issues, please visit your congressman's office to see what resources are available.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Hi, I'm Little Mr. Guam 2019. I just want all of the sailors in the USS TR to know that I'm thinking and praying for you. Thank you. Bye.
Hafide, my name is Kai, and on behalf of the Island Cuisine family, I would like to send out a great big Undunkulunesi Ziwas Maasi. Thank you to all USS Theodore Roosevelt sailors for all that you do. We wish and send all prayers for a speedy recovery, and we will keep you all in our thoughts. Thank you for your service. God bless.
Hafide, my family and I extend our deepest condolences to the friends, family, shipmates of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, sailor who passed away recently. May we join the people of Guam in extending our prayers and our support, and may God continue to provide comfort and strength during this very difficult time. Sudus Masi.
Hafide, I'm Jim Moylan, and I want to extend my condolences to the family members and the loved ones of Chief Petty Officer Charles Tracker Jr., who had passed and was amongst those who tested positive for the coronavirus on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. I understand the hardship one experiences while serving our country, and I appreciate the time and effort our military members put in to protect our country and her borders and the sacrifices they made, most especially at a time like this with the extremities of COVID-19, where we all are in a fight not many have experienced before. To all those affected by this, let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers. We are in this fight together, and we will weather this storm together. Stay safe and protected, and may God bless the sailors of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, and God bless Guam.
Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using Island Cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
Buenos dias, everything. Tauta Marianas and Micronesia. Thank you for joining our show. I'm Troy Torres with Kandit News. At the producer's desk is Eric Rosario. Welcome to our studios here in Tumon, Guam for a special edition of Kandit News. In a few minutes, we're going to be joining a live conference call. A virtual public hearing is really what it is, or a virtual roundtable that Senator Jim Moylan is hosting this morning. Hopefully that conference call involves Congressman Michael Nicholas, Director of Administration Ed Byrne, Director of Revenue and Taxation Daphne Shimizu, and Budget Director Lester Carlson. Hopefully, so that we can get answers to some of the questions. Now, last night when we did our show, Kandit basically said the ballpark on both the vacuum in leadership that we have and in the financial affairs of our government and how our government is able to, one, pay its first responders and its frontliners and those employees working during this emergency, and keep the government of Guam stabilized throughout this crisis, and two, get some sort of economic local cash relief to the citizens of Guam. That ballpark, or the ball, I guess, is in the legislature's ballpark. And so Senator Jim Moylan has been planning this virtual meeting for the past week. And you got to hand it to him. It's a very creative thing to do. I mean, it's not very creative, but he's responding to a public need and a public desire, and he's performing his duties. He's adapting himself to his duties in this day and age and during these exigent circumstances. But before we start talking about the legislature, I really want to start our show with a rerun of Chubby Robbie, because I just love this stuff so much. If anyone knows him, please tell him I want to be friends. This is my favorite part here. So that was the first one that I ever saw, and then a second one came out a couple of days later. This guy, can someone please ask him to keep making these? Okay, here's number 2. I love him so much. I want to make a fan shirt. I want to get a signature and everything. I am his #1 fan. Now, Eric and I are eating homemade bacon, breakfast sausages? Link sausages, eggs, and rice. And it's jasmine rice, it's not cow roast. Just in case anyone was wondering. And I know there are cow roast snobs out there who are like, I will not eat anything but cow roast rice. I can eat both. I'm good with both.
Yeah, you don't discriminate.
Yeah, you know. I can eat brown rice too. Actually, brown rice is pretty all right. But starting tomorrow, and on our lazier days, and I'm a pretty lazy person, us here at Kandit, and all of you out there in Kandit land, as long as you live on Guam, will be able to log in. And why don't you go ahead and throw up a graphic before we go to my screen. You'll be able to log into a website called buenprobetu.com. And there will be a mobile app and everything. And you create an account, right? And you're good to go from there. You will be able to order a whole bunch of stuff and have that stuff delivered to you. Now, I don't know why Guam hasn't had so this is so I think it's Grab and Go, right? That does the delivery of restaurant stuff. Yep. This is the delivery of sundries, you know, like For me, it's going to be cigarettes because I hate running out of cigarettes and having to go to the store, especially if I'm in the middle of work. Like, I can get a Polar Pop over at Circle K delivered to me. You know, one of those big drinks with the ice? Right. The water ice, I mean. And yeah. The management of Buen Provecho is going to look into delivering pugwa as well. So there's beer, alcohol, cigarettes. I'm just saying what's at the top of my mind, but there are more important things like candy, chips. And let's actually go to their website now. So go ahead and cast to my screen. And we are going to log into buenprovecho.com. It's exactly how it sounds, BUENPRUBECHU.com. Okay. And then I haven't done this yet, so, and the ordering will be open tomorrow. The website just launched today. So create account. First name, Troy Torres. Troy at kanditnews.com. Okay. Password. Let me just make this up right now. I'm not a robot. Submit. All right, I'm in. So I'm now a member of buenprovecho.com. That was really easy. It didn't cost you any money or anything. You just enter your first name, your last name, email address, create a password, and it's simple. And check this out. Oh, they have a coming soon menu. Shoot, you can get bread, eggs, milk, deli products. Okay. So let's say snacks. Look at that. It features each snack, the price of each. Look at this. This is so freaking awesome. For all my fellow fatties, you know, we got to stick together. They've got Twinkies. Tostitos natural blue corn sounds losery. Sounds healthy and losery, if you ask me. Party-sized Tostitos. Oh, shoot. I haven't had Sun Chips in a long time. I'm going to get myself some Sun Chips tomorrow. Gorditos, Pringles. Look at all. This is a lot of stuff. So you can go through this menu, pick out what you want. Let's go back. Let's go see. Go to home. Let's look at their soft drinks and water menu. Mr. Brown. You know, the owners of Buen Provecho, they must understand the audience, right? Because the first beverages they put up there were Mr. Brown, except the blue Mr. Brown should be the first one, the dark blue one.
No, the black.
No, but that's not so many people are into that. So it's either the brown one, the original one, or the Blue Mountain one. That Pepsi's number one. I'm gonna have to talk to them about that. Mountain Dew. Actually, more people like Mountain Dew than anything else. Let's go to page 4 of beverages. That's fancy. And A got muscle milk.
Muscle milk.
Oh, they're selling the for reals.
Oh, the shakes.
The shakes, yeah. And they got the Polar Pops. You know, those are the big drinks with the ice and the soft drinks or whatever. Let's go back. And so then it's just like any other sort of menu. You choose what you want, and then you go to log out, you pay, and they deliver it. Like straight to your freaking door. Yes, they'll deliver this straight to your door. And so we're gonna do our first order tomorrow when they start delivering. But let's see. Look at this prepared foods. They're gonna sell prepared freaking foods. Now it just says sold out now, but that's just like a. Oh, maybe they are sold out at Circle K. However, wait. Let me tell you a little bit more about Buen Provecho. It's a new company. Jesus Maria Jose. I have a lot of messages on WhatsApp. Ever since I sent out that meme. The vision of this business. Well, let's go back to the screen. Go back to the screen so people can see everything that's going on there. And you see the wings, right? The vision of this business is to create a market where they can create jobs and support the veterans community, and we'll talk more about that as the days go on, and those who need a second chance. The majority of the proceeds will go into a fund that will help members in the community who are struggling financially. And so if you want to know more about this and ways you can help, you can contact info@buenprovecho.com. That's BUENPRUBECHU. Now it's 11:01, and we need to check in with the office of Senator Jim Moylan on their Zoom conference room. Une. I need the password here. Copy, paste. The meeting has not started. Okay, so while we're waiting for that meeting to start, sorry, there's just like a ton of messages coming in at one time. It gets distracting sometimes. So I'm sorry about that. So while we're waiting for this meeting to start, it is the day after the big bomb by Governor Lulian Guerrero that she is not going to pay double pay or emergency rate pay to every GovCom employee who has been working during this emergency. And that was made loud and clear in her veto message of Bill number 326, which largely was a bill about hazard pay and hazard pay rate. It was in her message where she said, I'm not going to pay this because it costs $36 million. It's a mandate, it's an entitlement that these employees have had since this emergency started on March 14, though. And so something like this is ripe for class action. And then there was another bill that the governor vetoed. It was Bill 333 by Senator Therese Terlahi, basically just thumbing her nose at the legislature and saying, I do not want any of your timelines to rush payments to our people, and I'm not even going to bother with these reporting requirements that you're trying to place on me for transparency on the use of federal funds. So a portion of this Zoom meeting, this conference that we're going to have with Senator Jim Moylan, is going to be about that. But before he got into it, Senator or Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes, Senator Therese Terlahi, Senator Regine Miscoli, they're all saying we need transparency. Also, Telo Tadigui, the minority leader. And in a letter, today's the 29th, right? Yep. So this is a letter that the speaker sent yesterday. You can go ahead and cast to the screen again. She says, to the governor, first and foremost, thank you for, okay, this is all the thank you, blah, blah, blah. Always skip the first paragraph. I write to you today because countless island residents simply cannot wait a few more weeks for much needed economic relief. Simply put, they need it to survive. While I had shared with my colleagues the newest Treasury guidelines allowing for economic support to those suffering from unemployment or business interruption, I understand your concerns that given how broad this guideline is, you need further clarification. 2 weeks ago, I had spoken to our congressman who informed me that based on his conversations with U.S. Treasury, Guam's reimbursement for war claims is forthcoming. Pursuant to Public Law 35-61, wow, my food is cold now, I've introduced Bill 327 to allow you to expand anticipated reimbursements to respond to COVID-19 or pay all outstanding Class A status tax refunds. I'm open to clarifying the language of Bill 327 to explicitly define respond to COVID-19 to include immediate economic support to those suffering from unemployment or business interruption as a result of a public health emergency. Given that this is now a local statute, using local funds, we can proactively assist our people of Guam now. Should the federal government then allow you to use federal funds to provide for economic relief to our people with the $119 million It's actually 117 million. From the CARES Act, we can then reimburse the War Claims Fund or direct those funds to pay all outstanding Class A status tip refunds, blah, blah, blah. And I'm also working collaboratively with the presiding officers of the USA. The presiding officers of the USA? Who are the presiding officers of the USA? What is that? What is the, who, what? To request Speaker, oh, I guess she's talking about the Speaker of the Congress or Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader? I don't know. Speaker Pelosi and Majority Leader McConnell to allow for greater flexibility in anticipated future stimulus packages. This will allow for governors like yourself to ensure, and she capitalizes governors like a, you have to understand, in government, among politicians, there's this heightened sense of puffery. So they tend to capitalize their titles as well as the first letters of their first and last names, you know? To ensure the critical public services and the need of our residents still will be met in the midst of an inevitable economic crisis, given that we have a, oh, we're connected to Senator Jim Moylan now. We'll get back to Speaker Tina Munya Barnes's thingy in a second. Allow. Go ahead and have my picture here. There's me. Okay, so while we're waiting for the senator to come online, the Zoom conference has started, but the meeting hasn't started itself. Let's go back to this. Given that we have a united front as we make an appeal to our counterparts in Congress, the presiding officers apparently, as well as the shared sentiments that you and the National Governors Association have expressed to Congress, we are optimistic that Congress will accommodate our request. That being said, these are the steps down the road, but our people need relief now. I have always commended this administration for the leadership and proactive approach with regard to our implementation of anticipated federal programs. I think the Speaker is being just a little too kind to the governor. She should not be applauding the governor's leadership over anything because this entire emergency response has been one failure after another by the governor. I don't understand why the Speaker would want to join in that and applaud a failure like that, but that's the kind of thing that it just sort of sours the rest of this letter. It's like, if you insist on spewing this incomplete rhetoric, Speaker, what I want to know is, what are you going to do? I have a problem. The problem that I have with this letter is it almost sounds like she's asking for the governor's permission to do the legislature's job. What do you think about this, Governor? What if we passed a bill that said this? That's not how the checks and balances of our system are supposed to work. You're not supposed to ask the governor. You're not supposed to be meeting with the governor to ask the governor, what do you think of this bill? You're supposed to be going into session, debating the bill with your colleagues based on whatever you think is right by what your conscience assigns, and then passing something, and if the governor agrees with it, she's going to sign it. If she doesn't, she's going to veto it. That's how this system works. And I very much, I appreciate the Speaker for coming out with solutions, because this is a very good solution, this whole tax refunds thing. And now she wants the governor's opinion on whether we should expand it to include this, or the other thing. I appreciate that, but what I don't appreciate is, why are you asking the governor for permission? Why don't you just do it? This is like your job. You're supposed to go into session.
Everyone.
Oh.
We had some here. We'll be starting shortly, so appreciate your time. So just a few more minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. Thank you.
Participating. Senator, can you hear me? You can't hear me, right? I'm still on mute. Okay, good. So participating in this meeting are the Office of Senator Jim Moylan as the host, the Office of Senator Regine Bisco-Lee, Senator Therese Terlahi, Senator Telo Taitegui, Senator Mary Torres, Kevin Kerrigan is on as well, and there we are. Here we are, people. We're just waiting for the meeting to start. Oh, let me turn off my video. People want to see me eating. My goodness. Jim Moylan is laughing at me. Let me see. Let's look at your comments. I can't say what Nicholas Ichihara's comment is. It was a very good comment. It's just it'll get me kicked off of Facebook. Everyone's showing their love to Senator Jim Moylan. Sorry, my scrolling here is very slow. Gina Claus says, thank you to all the senators. Man, it just went. I don't know why my scrolling option is so slow. Thank you to all the senators for meeting with the public this morning. We appreciate open government.
All right, how's today, everyone? And thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. And we're good to go now. We're just going to get started. We're going to start off with something a little bit different than what our agenda actually started with. So basically, I want to express my sincere disappointment and that we couldn't attain the participation of members of this administration today. You know, the objective of this forum is to seek out answers to the questions on what everybody is asking. What about the federal relief programs? And where do we currently stand? Now, while we set out official invitations, we followed up with several phone calls to the department heads of Labor, DOA, and BBMR, and even to the governor's chief of staff. I even made attempts to reach
He's a Pacific
these
Star.
officials personally myself. And
Call Pacific Star.
We received either messages of other commitments, or in some cases, no replies at all. Just no responses. So, of course, I'm disappointed. But we do, however, I did appreciate some responses that I received from OPA, BJ Cruz, who advised me that, you know, he's not able to participate at this time, and he'll be involved in the audits. And some of the information we'll be discussing today. So he just didn't want to jeopardize anything, and therefore he declined. But we are, however, planning a conversation with him soon in regards to other topics. Also, I received a reply back from Congressman Mike San Nicolas, and he did advise that he had other arrangements to attend to. But if sure, upcoming forums, he'll be joining us. But nonetheless, we are certainly frustrated in the response from the administration, and there are no show today. However, late last night, I did obtain a text from somebody in Adelup who advised us that all the inquiries are to go through the Joint Information Center, JIC. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give them a call. If that's what the administration wants me to do to get our answers for the people that are waiting, well, we're going to give 311 a call and let's see what kind of answers we get. So I'm just going to have staff here give a call to 311 right now.
Can I go away?
You have medical questions regarding COVID-19. Press 1.
Yeah, I hope that's loud enough for you folks to hear.
Thank you for calling the Information Center.
Hi, Happy This is Senator Moylan. Actually hoping
Yes,
to...
Senator.
Hi there, who's this, please?
This is Jenna Block.
Hi, Jenna.
Shut down.
Hi, thanks for
Hi.
taking the call. So Jenna, you're on speakerphone with me, and I know you're at the JIC,
Okay.
and I have some questions. Oh, and by the way, we're doing a Facebook Live forum right now, just to update our listeners regarding the federal funds and the CARES Act and the PUA as well, the Unemployment Act too. And And I was hoping on today's program that I was able to speak to the administration, but that didn't work, and they advised me to give you a call. So, not to put you on the spot, but I appreciate your time, and just want to ask a few questions, and please be
Chalo, go ahead and shut it down. We'll come right
as
back
thorough
on.
as you can for our
And
listeners
can we
right
can
now,
we
okay?
can we cycle back on immediately?
It's gonna take at least 15 minutes.
Thank you, Jenna.
Oh, at least 15
So I'm
minutes?
going to group a couple of things together.
Oh.
First is the economic stimulus,
Shoot.
and then also the pandemic unemployment assistance. And so with each of these two items, basically there's just 4 questions. So I'll start off with the first question, and that's
Go ahead and shut
what
it
is
down
the
because there's
current
bad feedback.
status of the economic stimulus monies, and then including
back.
that with the pandemic unemployment assistance monies as well. So what's the current status of these monies?